Hey, coin collectors and history enthusiasts, welcome back to your channel, where we dive deep into the fascinating world of coins. Today, we're talking about a small yet iconic piece of American history, the 1961 USA 1-cent coin, better known as the Lincoln cent. What's its story, and does it have any hidden value? Let's find. First minted in 1909 to honor the 100th birthday of Abraham Lincoln, the Lincoln cent is one of the longest-running coin series in U.S. history. By 1961, it had been in circulation for over 50 years. But what makes the 1961 cent particularly interesting? Let's explore its design, composition, and value today. In 1961, the Lincoln cent featured the classic design, introduced in 1959 by Frank Gasparro. The obverse shows President Lincoln's profile, designed by Victor David Brenner. On the reverse, you'll find the Lincoln Memorial, which replaced the earlier wheat ears design. If you look closely, you might even spot tiny details, like Lincoln's statue inside the memorial. How cool is that? The coin is made of 95% copper and 5% tin and zinc, which gives it that distinct reddish-brown hue when new. However, decades of circulation often dulls this shine. Let's talk numbers. In 1961, unchanged for 5 decades, from 1959 to 2008, when the reverse design was replaced with the Lincoln Bicentennial Series in 2009. While the 1961 cent was a common coin in its time, its historical and sentimental value makes it an enduring collectible. It also serves as a reminder of Lincoln's enduring impact on American values and the nation's coinage. Collectors often treasure these coins not for their rarity, but for their connection to the past and the stories they tell. The 1960 USA 1-cent coin, a piece that carries more than just monetary value. It's a snapshot of American history, culture, and economic transition. So, grab your magnifying glasses and let's explore. The 1960 1-cent coin, commonly referred to as the Lincoln wheat penny, is part of a long-standing series, first introduced in 1909 to commemorate Abraham Lincoln's centennial birthday. Designed by Victor David Brenner, it features Lincoln's portrait on the obverse and the iconic wheat ears on the reverse, both symbols of strength and growth. Let's set the stage for 1960. America was on the cusp of a new decade, marked by economic prosperity, the civil rights movement, and the excitement of space exploration. Coins minted during this era reflect the resilience and optimism of the nation. One of the most intriguing aspects of the 1960 1-cent coin is the small date and large date varieties. This year saw a slight modification in the size of the date on the coin's obverse. These differences, although subtle, have sparked interest among numismatists and collectors alike. Can you spot the difference? The small date variety features a smaller and more compact font, while the large date variety has taller and broader numerals. Both were Denver mints, making them an exciting challenge for collectors to complete their sets. In 1960, the Philadelphia Mint struck approximately 586 million 1-cent coins, while the Denver Mint produced over 1.5 billion. These staggering numbers highlight the coin's widespread use in daily transactions. However, the survival rate of pristine coins has dwindled over time, making well-preserved examples increasingly valuable. So, what was life like for a 1960 penny? It was a workhorse in American commerce, slipping through countless hands at grocery stores, diners, and gas stations. From buying a newspaper to paying for a phone call, this coin was an essential part of everyday life. In circulating condition, most 1960 pennies hold their face value of 1 cent. However, coins in mint state condition or with unique errors, such as double die obverses or repunched mint marks, can fetch anywhere from $5 to $50 or more at auctions today. The 1960 1-cent coin remains a beloved piece for hobbyists and history buffs. Its affordable price makes it an excellent entry point for seasoned numismatists. The 1989 USA 1-cent coin, also known as the Lincoln cent. This little coin has a big story to tell, from its production to its role in everyday transactions across America. Let's jump right into it. First, let's set the stage. The Lincoln cent was first introduced in 1909 to commemorate the United States Armed Forces Center, annual commissioners. Of course, this center elaborately combined the U.S. coin to feature a real person's portrait, and it quickly became one of the most recognized coins in the world. By the time 1989 rolled around, the Lincoln cent had already been in circulation for 80 years. In 1989, the Lincoln cent continued to feature the iconic design created by Victor David Brenner. The obverse of the coin shows Abraham Lincoln's profile, while the reverse displayed the Lincoln Memorial, a design by Frank Gasparo that had been in use since 1959. Now, let's talk about the coin's composition. By the 1980s, the cost of producing copper coins was rising, so in 1982, the U.S. Mint switched the Lincoln cent's composition from 95% copper to a copper-plated zinc core. This change meant the 1989 penny was made up of 1989% zinc and 2.5% copper, weighing just 2.5 grams. So, where were these coins minted? The 1989 Lincoln cent was minted. Produced in two major locations, the Philadelphia Mint, which struck coins without a mint mark, and the Denver Mint, which produced coins with the D Mint mark. Together, these mints produced billions of pennies, ensuring that the coin would be readily available for everyday use. These pennies were everywhere. In 1989, 1 cent still had purchasing power, though modest, and could be used to buy small items like candy or gum. It played a crucial role in cash transactions, especially for providing change. As for circulation history, the 1989 Lincoln cent had a long life in people's pockets, cash registers, and piggy banks. Over time, these coins experienced significant wear, and finding one in pristine condition today can be quite a challenge. Let's talk about collectability. For most 1989 pennies, their value in circulated condition is simply their face value, 1 cent. However, uncirculated coins, or those in mint condition, can be worth slightly more to collectors. For example, a 1989 penny in mint state 65 condition is typically valued at 50 cents to $1. Proof coins from that year, struck with extra care, can fetch even higher prices. But if you're looking for something special, keep an eye out for errors, coins with minting mistakes, like off-center strikes or double dies, worth significantly more to numismatists. These errors are rare, but they add an extra layer of intrigue to coin collecting. So what's the legacy of the 1989 penny today? While it's no longer made of pure copper and its purchasing power has dwindled, this coin remains a symbol of America's everyday economy and a piece of history in your pocket. In today's video, we're traveling back to 1980 to uncover the story of the humble yet iconic 1-cent coin from the United States. Stick around to learn about its design, production history, and what makes it a memorable piece in the world of coin collecting. The 1980 1-cent coin, also known as the Lincoln cent, is part of one of the longest-running coin series in U.S. history. First introduced in 1909 to commemorate Abraham Lincoln's 100th birthday, this coin replaced the Indian head cent. By 1980, the Lincoln cent was already a familiar sight in pockets and registers across the country. The obverse, or front, of the coin features a right-facing portrait of Abraham Lincoln designed by Victor David Brenner. His initials VDB are subtly inscribed under Lincoln's shoulder. On the reverse, you'll find the iconic Lincoln Memorial design by Frank Gasparo, which was introduced in 1959 to celebrate the 150th anniversary of Lincoln's birth. The 1980 Lincoln cent was minted in 3 locations: Philadelphia, Denver, and San Francisco. Here's how the numbers break down. Philadelphia Mint, over 7.4 billion coins produced, identified by the lack of a mint mark. Denver Mint, over 5.1 billion coins produced, marked with a small d under, made as proof coins for collectors, marked with an S. At the time, these coins were primarily made of copper, with a composition of 95% copper and 5% zinc. It wasn't until 1982 that the mint transitioned to a mostly zinc composition to reduce production costs. In 1980, the United States was experiencing a period of economic uncertainty. Inflation rates were high, and the purchasing power of a penny was gradually diminishing. Despite this, the Lincoln cent remained an essential part of daily transactions, from paying for candy bars to making change at grocery stores. A fun fact, in 1980, a penny could buy you a stick of gum or contribute to the price of a local newspaper. While small, these coins played a big role in everyday life. Now, let's talk about collectability. Because billions of these coins were minted, 1980 Lincoln cents are still very common today. In circulated condition, they're typically worth their face value, just 1 cent. However, there are exceptions. If you have a 1980 penny in uncirculated condition, it could fetch a premium. Coins with sharp details and no signs of wear can be valued at 20 to 50 cents. Meanwhile, proof coins from the San Francisco Mint are more desirable, often selling for a few dollars. These rare variations are what make coin hunting so exciting. Here are a few fun facts about the 1980 Lincoln cent. It weighs 3.11 grams due to its high copper content. 1980 was one of the last years for the classic copper composition before the change in 1982. This coin has been a silent witness to countless moments in American history, passing through the hands of millions. The 1980 Lincoln cent may not seem rare, but it holds a special place in the story of U.S. currency. Whether you're a seasoned collector or someone just starting their numismatic journey, these coins are a reminder of the rich history embedded in our everyday change. At the 1984 USA 1-cent coin, also known as the Lincoln Memorial Penny, we'll explore its history, design, minting details, and of course, its circulated value. If you're a collector or just curious about the coins in your pocket, this video is for you. Let's start with the design of the 1984 1-cent coin. On the obverse, we have the iconic portrait of Abraham Lincoln, designed by Victor David Brenner. This portrait has been in use since 1909, commemorating Lincoln's 100th birthday. Below Lincoln's portrait, you'll see the year 1984, and just to the right, the mint mark, if there is one. The motto, "In God We Trust," is inscribed above, and liberty is placed to Lincoln's left. Flipping the coin, we find the Lincoln Memorial, which replaced the wheat ears design back in 1959 to honor the 150th anniversary of Lincoln's birth. And this reverse design was created by Frank Gasparo, and if you look closely, you can even spot a tiny depiction of Lincoln's statue inside the memorial, a remarkable detail on such a small surface. In 1984, the United States Mint produced Lincoln pennies at 3 facilities: Philadelphia, Denver, and San Francisco. Here's the breakdown of their mintages. Philadelphia Mint, over 8.1 billion coins were struck. Are proof coins, specially made for collectors, with a much smaller mintage of 3.7 million, marked by the S mint mark. Now, let's set the stage. The year 1984 was a time of major events and cultural milestones in the U.S. From the Los Angeles Olympics to the release of Apple's first Macintosh computer, these pennies carried the spirit of the era. Imagine the stories they'd been a part of, from pocket change at a movie theater to someone's savings in a piggy bank. Because billions of these coins were produced, most 1984 Lincoln pennies are still in circulation today. If you find one, chances are it's pretty worn. But did you know there are some rare varieties to watch for? One of the most famous varieties is the 1984 double die obverse. This error occurs when the die used to strike the coin is doubled, causing a noticeable doubling effect on Lincoln's ear, or the inscriptions like Liberty. These error coins can fetch hundreds, even thousands of dollars depending on their condition. Speaking of condition, the value of a 1984 penny in circulated condition is typically just its face value, 1 cent. However, uncirculated examples, or those with errors like the DDO, can be worth much more. For instance, a mint state 1984 penny without any errors can be valued between $50 and $110. Error coins, on the other hand, can go for $50 to $2,000 or more, depending on their grade. If you're checking your 1984 pennies for errors, grab a magnifying glass and carefully examine the details. Focus on Lincoln's ear, the lettering, and the date. Even a subtle variation can make a big difference in value. So whether you're hunting for a rare variety or just appreciating the history behind these coins, the 1984 Lincoln penny is a great piece to have in your collection. Its massive production makes it a common coin, but its potential for rare errors makes it exciting for collectors. Thanks for joining me on this journey into the world of the 1984 Lincoln penny. If you enjoyed this video, make sure to hit the like button, subscribe to our channel, and ring the notification bell for more coin collecting content. Let us know in the comments if you've found any interesting pennies in your collection. We'd love to hear your stories.